Hey everyone, Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Got a video for you today on the pattern that I used to play that lick I just demonstrated. This is actually something I was playing a gig the other night, and we were doing a slow blues, and I found myself using that, and I thought, my gosh, I've never done a video on that pattern, and it's actually something that I use a lot. Now, technically speaking, we're going to be basically doing a major pentatonic pattern. So let me kind of run you through the pattern first, and then I'll kind of show you how I use it to really accentuate certain chords in a blues. Okay, so we're going to start off, I'm going to do it in G. Okay, now the root note can be anywhere, but we'll start with a G. So here I'm playing the G on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Now the pattern is from the G to the A, and then I slide up to the B. So I've got 3rd fret, 5th fret, and 7th fret. Okay, then I've got the 5th fret on the 5th string, and I could even add the 7th fret on the 5th string, the D and the E. So I've got G, A, B, D, E. And those are the 5 notes in the major pentatonic scale. If I want to make this bluesy, I could add the B flat on the way. That's what we would call the blue note for a major pentatonic scale. Now here's what makes this pattern work out so super cool. If I just take that, so I've got 3, 3, 5, slide up to 7, 5, 7. So 2, 3, 4, like that. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and so it's pretty easy. Okay, well, what's cool is that it can follow the next chord. So in my turnaround, my slow blues turnaround, a common thing to do, if I'm in G, it'd be like G to C and G, and then maybe do a half step there to end it, or a half step there if I'm going to turn it around and go again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take, that's going to outline the G, 1 and 2, and now the next chord is C. So I'm going to do the same pattern, starting here at the C, at the 3rd fret of the 5th string, C. Okay, so I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And it even ends right back on the G for me. And then I can turn it around with a little blues half step from E flat to D9, or I can end the tune with G sharp to G. Okay? That's just a common blues half step ending or turnaround. So I can do and then the tune starts, we start back at the top of the form again. Now that's pretty cool, and it's a lot of fun, but there's actually another thing that you can do with this pattern. Now, I put it here starting on the G, I put it here starting on the C, which is a 5th string root. Here's kind of a nice, another little cool coincidence from this, which is when I get to here, right? If I just move my first finger up to the next string, the pattern starts over again. That's the next G on the 4th string. So I play the pattern again, and then my middle finger, because of the B string, I have to add a fret. But that note is the next G. So notice I can go. So I've actually got a nice run I can do. Okay, and this is very Allman Brothers sounding. They tend to use that sound a lot. And all that is just taking that one little 5-note pattern, putting it into the next octave, putting it into the next octave. It actually fingers really easy because I'm doing the exact same thing 3 times in a row, okay? So anytime, now that'll work, like if we're sticking to the blues format, that'll work over any 7th chord, okay? So for example, let's say I'm playing blues in G, I've got a G7 chord. I can play that, you know, if the first 4 bars are all G, as they usually are, I can play that one pattern the whole time and it'll sound really nice. When the band goes to the 4 chord or the C7, I have 2 choices. I can take that pattern, move it to the C, and continue, and now I'm going to accentuate that C chord more, or I can switch to a G minor pentatonic, which is kind of the, I'll say, traditional way to handle that. Either one will work. But like I said, where I particularly like this is as a turnaround, simply because you can work out a nice little lick that's going to accentuate those chords really nicely. If I had like a, let's say I had a more traditional D, you know, C, and the G, and the D. So that's kind of more of a traditional sound, right? So I've got basically 1 bar of G, okay, so if I go through my G, so there's 1 and 2 and 3 and sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now look where I am. I'm on the D. And so I can actually accentuate that D chord using the exact same pattern. So it's the exact same pattern. It never really changes. So what I'm going to do is I'll try and get some tab so you can kind of see the pattern, you know, and see the picture. If you're viewing this directly on YouTube, it's going to be a little tricky for me to put that in there, but hopefully you can watch my fingers and see where they go. But this is a really, really fantastic pattern because anytime you have a major chord or a 7th chord, you can use this pattern over that and it will work. Now, it won't work over a minor chord because it's a major pentatonic sound, but it will work over any minor chord. But it will work over any major chord. I'm having a hard time keeping my minors and majors straight today. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you got some ideas out of it. And my name is Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed, and I will see you in the next video.